I was 7. My little sister was 5. We lived on First and White, so my mother brought us to Story Hour. This is in 1948, so do the math. It's been a while. At that time, the library was on Fifth and White, and the children's area was on the lower level. So I remember clearly going in and going down steps and going into this sunny room and going to Story Hour. It wasn't long until I was bringing my little sister by myself, because in 1948, little kids could walk every place, and so we came to the library by ourselves. And in just a little while, I was using the upstairs. Now the upstairs, you came in up the north, and there were about 10 steps, and as I recall, lions on either side of the steps. And then you came in, and it was totally still, no chatting, and a certain odor that's just wonderful, but I guess it's old books. And then you go to this counter, kind of in the middle of the room, and a lady dressed up, standing there. She would stamp your card with the date, your return date, and it was a process and an event.
That was a real rite of passage, I think, with kids to have their very own library card.
And I so wanted to keep this card for, I will keep it forever. But I do remember the day we got the card. I was 4, and my mom, finally said you can have your own card, you don't have to use mine. And that was a big day.
When I was a child, the library was so important to me. I cannot emphasize that enough. I remember I had a box, one that I had to carry with both arms, and every 2 weeks, my mom would bring my sisters and me to the library. Reading became so important to me, and I always had my nose in a book. And this was the place that represented that for me. Getting to come here was my favorite day of every 2 weeks.
I've been using this library my whole life. I remember where the Choose Your Own Adventure books were when I was a kid.
Our library has been very intentional about creating that space for everybody from every age.
The library opened up its doors. I walked in there. The volunteers sat down with me. They walked with me everything with regards to US, and I was able to go and pass my naturalization test, and now I'm a citizen. So the library should be here. Should be here not for me only, but for so many people to come.
I think a strong community has to have a strong library. In fact, I think a strong society needs a strong library. Libraries are places for us to go and learn. Libraries are places for us to discover more about the world around us and, frankly, more about ourselves. Libraries are a place for us to freely question and ask and really try to seek out more.
I grew up in our community, and I sure can remember some Saturday afternoons sitting in the basement of the library, filling out note cards for big papers that I was writing.
There are branches across our entire county, which is a huge county in western Colorado, but it also has a huge breadth of information and resources and opportunities within each of those branches.
Many of our more senior homeowners or residents here in Palisade use the library almost daily.
The first library in this community opened in 1901, and it was a Carnegie library. A group of women got together and they petitioned Andrew Carnegie for him to support building financially a library. And these women in the Women's Club talked the movers and shakers in this community with supporting that library and getting land for that library. That's not an insignificant thing to do.
Libraries are so important to our communities. They help to preserve the history of our communities. They help to teach people. They help to teach people to think for themselves.
Whatever you think of Andrew Carnegie, the libraries he helped establish, it's such a fascinating and important piece of Americana.
We tried to do a couple of bond issues to build a new library. This was considered inadequate. The community didn't support those either time. So you did this wonderful renovation. You take the resources the community offers and make something wonderful out of that.
I had such great adventures here. That's what I love the most. I've worked here at 3 different times in my really long library career. I started the first teen book club here. We had one of the biggest programs the library had had to date. It was when 90210 was all everybody was wild about it, and Grand Junction did not have a Fox TV station. So Grand Junction kids could not watch 90210. And so I wrote to Aaron Spelling and he sent us a VHS, and we had to turn kids away. We had seating room for 100, that was the maximum capacity, and we had to shut it off with still probably 30 teens in line to come into the library for a library program. It was amazing.
People would realize what they have here, and no paid admission, no ID necessary, no passports. You can come in and out freely. Freedom, remember that. You go in and out of the library, it's like floating on air.
Various people I've met through life that don't know what goes on in a library and what libraries have. They just think it's like an old musty bookstore or something.
I'm pretty much housebound. The only place I get to go is the doctor's office. I'm crippled in my back and I'm old, and I love it that he comes here to bring me things to read, because I love to read. It's good for you and it teaches you stuff.
It's a curated experience, not necessarily a censored experience.
The library has been so sacred to me because I love books, I love learning, I'm a lifelong learner. So having libraries in my life has been just exponentially impactful.
My children are now the same way in terms of just loving to read all the time. Like, put the book down, it's time to eat.